So the other day I went to some cheap antifreeze. As you can see, my gas gauge is still acting up, right? It's not moving. I got gas in the car. I bought some cheap antifreeze, about $8 per jug. I have one of them right here somewhere. Let me see. No, I don't have it here. It's in the back. So the other day it went down to between 12 and 14 degrees outside. This needle did not move. This needle was stuck down here, down at C, down at 0. It would not move. That day it was 14 degrees. The car was up to temperature. The car was running, I guess, okay. But the needle would not move. Now today it's 35 degrees. So it's what, 3 degrees above freezing temperature? So now it's working. So the cheap antifreeze, when it reaches sub-zero, mean below 0 Celsius, when it reaches below 0 Celsius outside, the cheap antifreeze does not work. So the cheap antifreeze is working now because it's above freezing temperature. But sub-zero, sub-zero Celsius temperature, which is 32 degrees, below 32 degrees Fahrenheit, it stops from performing. And I don't know if the coolant froze. That's why it wouldn't move. I'm not sure if that was the issue, or whether, I don't know. I can only assume that the coolant froze, but that's hard to believe because I had the car on for about 4 hours straight, and the engine was, probably hot by then, But there's about 3 different thermostats in this vehicle. There's one at the rail going across the back. There's one right at the radiator on the driver's side, right before the hose goes to the engine. And then I think there's another one. Yeah, those are really the 2. And then there's another electrical connection near the thermostat, but I think the thermostat just has an electrical control in it. I'm not sure, but there's at least 2 temperature sensors in the coolant system. One at the rail going across the back of the engine, and one at the radiator. At least, yeah, there's at least 2 of them. And then there's a float, I believe, in the reservoir, in the expansion tank. And then there's some other type of sensor on the thermostat, which is at the bottom driver's side front of the engine. So anyhow, I don't know which one of them registers here. I can only assume that the one that registers here is the one at the lowest point, which is I think it's the one on the thermostat, but I'm not 100% certain where this temperature reading is coming from. But anyhow, I just wanted to talk about the cheap radiator fluid. Cheap radiator fluid doesn't work at low temperatures. This car gets very hot also. It goes up to something like, 240 degrees Fahrenheit. So if you got the money, buy the $23 Euro purple or red. I think the red is the right one. The red is probably the right one, but sometimes I use the purple. But I think red is the right one. But I'm using the regular green cheapo radiator fluid. I didn't even get it from an auto parts place. I got it from a discount place that sells stuff like Dollar Tree and Dollar General, or whatever the name of your cheap place is, whatever the name of your discount 99-cent store is in your area. So just a warning, if you live in very cold temperatures, don't bother with the cheap antifreeze.